So Ford is definitely on a mission to troll Dodge every chance they get. And not only Dodge, but to troll also Chevy as well. Because we all know that Ford is honestly and truly the last muscle car. I know people like to call it a pony car. It's the last V8 muscle car left um, in 2024. Dodge bowed out, Chevy bowed out. Chevy's going with the Corvette, but Ford is the last one that still has their car running. They have been having that Mustang in production for quite some time without any brakes or anything like that. But since they are the last V8 muscle car left on the road for 2024, they are sending shots at their competition that is no longer alive, right? So let's dive into the latest from Ford and how they are trolling Chevy and Dodge owners. Let's go ahead and hop into the video, drop the intro and all that type of stuff. Today's video is brought to you by CarLock, the world's best GPS tracking and alert system. With CarLock, you'll be able to get various alerts to monitor your car, such as vehicle movement, vehicle vibrations, engine starting. The unfortunate event that your CarLock gets disconnected, you will get an alert for that too. You can purchase your own CarLock by clicking on the link down below. That will give you a 10% discount on your CarLock purchase, as well as use my code to get a 14-day free trial with CarLock as well. Get you a CarLock, you deserve that peace of mind. Let's get into the video. YouTube family, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. If you're new here, we do a lot of car-related things on this particular channel. And if you haven't subscribed already, make sure you do so for all the car stuff that we got going on. But if you have, appreciate you for doing that, but we will not hold you too long. Let's hop in to today's video. You see the title and you see the thumbnail. So like I stated at the top of the video, Ford is definitely sending shots at the competition, or lack thereof, I should say, at Camaro owners, at Charger owners, and at Challenger owners. They are sending shots, but these shots are not trolling Dodge and Chevy themselves. Well, they kind of are, but they're more so saying, if you want to get with a winning team, this is what you got to do. This is not the first time Ford is kind of poking at Dodge or trolling Dodge or anything like that, right? To be honest, the 2024 Mustang GT, if you look at the horsepower numbers, is 486 horsepower, right? And of course, they did 486 for one particular reason. It's not a secret here. They definitely are sending shots at the counterpart that was the Dodge Scat Pack, which is no longer a thing anymore. I mean, with the V8, I mean, they still got in the EV that's coming out, but we don't really care about that. But we know the Scat Pack had 485 horsepower, so they pretty much are saying we're going to one-up Dodge and make our new muscle car better than yours in horsepower figures. Because usually the Mustang GT always had less horsepower. I think it went from like 430 something, I think, and then it went up to like 460, or maybe it's like 440, something like that. Then it went up to 460. The 2018 to 2023 Mustang GT during that S550 era. But with the S650, they made sure that they one up Dodge by putting one extra horsepower in their car over the Scat Pack, which is kind of the closest competitor. Well, close is because they don't have it anymore, to the Mustang. But Mustang really wants people to drop those other muscle cars and come over to the Ford side. So this is what they are advertising right now. So if you've been watching the channel here, on my last few videos and stuff, I've been talking about some of the discounts Dodge has been running to try to sell like the surplus of inventory that they have, right? And it's not really working because the inventory is still there. And plus the offers and the incentives that they're offering is pretty much trash, right? Trash at best. They're only offering incentives on the V6 cars and the RT. I'm not saying nothing wrong with those cars at all, but the more popular cars are the Scat Pack, Hellcat, stuff like that. I mean, that's just what people are talking about. I did the video. Most people said they want the discounts on the other cars, but they're not offering really any incentives on that car. Where they do have an incentive, but it's kind of it's kind of funny as well. It's kind of weird, but that's in my last video, so go check that out. Ford has an incentive for you to buy a Mustang, which, like I said, trolls Camaro owners, Charger, and Challenger owners all the same. And so I'll put the screenshot here so you guys can see this for yourselves, but this is on their website. This is a true story, and this is a real discount that Ford is offering to come buy a Ford. So this is what Ford is offering. It's called the Mustang Competitive Conquest Bonus Cash. And it's available to a customer who currently owns or lease a 1995 or newer Chevrolet Camaro, Dodge Challenger, or Dodge Charger vehicle, or terminated a lease 30 days prior to new retail delivery. Take new retail delivery from dealer stock by April 30th, and all the restrictions and whatnot. You heard that right and read that right. Ford is offering $1,000 cash back if you come to Ford and buy a 2024 Mustang and you are trading in a Camaro, Charger, or Challenger. If you trade those cars in, they will give you an extra $1,000 off the car. Now, I know when it comes to buying a car, $1,000 isn't a lot, right? It really doesn't lower your monthly payment by that much. Generally, it will only lower your monthly payment by like $20 or whatnot. I know there's other incentives that you can stack on top of that as well if you qualify. But this one really stuck out because of the fact that they're really saying, like, if you own one of our competitors' cars, trade it in, and we'll give you extra money off the price of a new Mustang. We really want you over here, right? So I want to understand, like what kind of deal are you getting with trading in your Charger, your Challenger, and things like that. Now, I'm not going to touch on Camaro too much. I don't own one, but as far as with the Challenger and Charger, I know with those and the pricing, how that's been going with dealerships, stuff like that. I wanted to see exactly what you're getting, right? So true story, I actually visited a couple of Ford dealerships. I wanted to see, compared to the Dodge dealerships that I'm aware of, I wanted to see how pricing compared. I want to see where their markups and things like that, because we know with all the videos I've been doing and other creators as well, one of the biggest things that has become a reoccurring thing is the fact that Dodge dealerships are still offering or having some sort of markups or some sort of extra charges on top of these cars that they already can't sell. And also on top of that, these Chargers and Challengers have become so expensive over the last couple of years that it's not even funny, right? And so I want to compare price. I want to see what you're getting in a Ford and for price-wise for these Mustangs versus the cars that we're aware of, right? So I went to two different Ford dealerships, just stopped by really quick, and I also looked at, compared it to the Dodge dealership, like right down the street. There's one Dodge dealership that is literally right down the street from a Ford dealership. Like, you can literally go to the sidewalk, look down the street, and see the Dodge dealership. Like, they're that close, right? And both of the Ford dealerships that I visited, there were zero markup, zero extra fees on any of the Mustang GTs. I couldn't find not a single add-on or a single markup on any of those cars whatsoever at two dealerships. Now, keep in mind, Ford has the only V8 pony car, muscle car, however you want to call it, in production for 2024. They have every right to maybe add markup on these cars, but they are choosing not to do so, and that's at two different dealerships. The one Dodge dealership that I did go to, they had add-ons on every single car on the lot. Every single one had the add-ons, and the add-ons was the whole low jack and stuff like that. So every car had additional $3,000 on top of it, no matter what the car was. And that's kind of sad, seeing the fact that Dodge can't move inventory, but they have all these cars with extra fees on them. So you had the MSRP, then plus $3,000, right? Now, compared to the inventory for the different, ones, I'm gonna get into the pricing here. Now, compared to the inventory, Ford didn't have a lot of inventory of their Mustang GTs, which is understandable. That's kind of how it should be. You should be overflowing with cars they can't move. They had maybe like 5 or 6 of them. I'll put maybe pictures and videos on here that I can show you. But they didn't have a huge variety of them, but I mean, you can still order one if you didn't see what you wanted on a lot, or maybe get it from another dealership. Unlike Dodge, which had 40, 50 Dodge Chargers and Challengers out there, right? So we already know the situation there, but the pricing is the main thing here that I want to talk about. So this is the pricing here, man, and I think I mentioned this before, but I want to go a little bit more detail when it comes to pricing. That $1,000 that they're willing to give you for trade-in, if you are trading in a Challenger, Charger, Camaro, any of that, it's going to go a long way with the Ford Mustang, and this is why. if you were looking at getting a V8 on the Ford side of things, you can get into a V8. And you know they only have the one V8. Well, yeah, pretty much the one V8, the 5.0, which is going to give you 485 horsepower, which is going to outperform a Scat, faster than a Scat Pack. Let's be completely honest there. You can get into one at 4960. 4960 will get you into a Mustang GT. That's before you add in features and things like that, right? Now, I'm gonna put this in perspective. When I was at the Dodge dealership, you know what I saw for around that price, for around $40,000? I saw a Challenger GT. We're talking a car, a Challenger that, and I'll put it up here if I got a video of. We're talking a Challenger that is a V6, that has, I think it's like 305 horsepower compared to the Mustang, which has 485. So like what, 180, just 180 plus horsepower for the same price as a Challenger GT. I mean, if you're in the market for a V8, you can get a V8 or you can get a V6, and they're going to be the same price. That is insane, right? I mean, we could even take it a step further. Like if you go to Dodge and like just looking at the website here, the closest car that is, as far as cost wise, to the lowest or the cheapest Mustang GT is the RT. And the RT is actually, let me see, it's like RT starts out at 4160. Yeah, the RT starts out at 41,640, and you're looking at a Mustang which is going to start out at what, 41,960. When we're talking V8 to V8. So like, even if you're not in the if you're not in the market for a V6 and you really want a V8, you can get a V8 Ford Mustang brand new, this year model, not last year's model, for the same price as an RT right now, right? Now I get it. Now I'm not going to sit here and I'm not going to, I know what you guys thinking, right? You had a Challenger, you have a Dodge. Why are you slam dunking on Dodge like that right now, right? I mean, this is not just a Dodge at all, right? I mean, there are trade-offs. Like if you go with a Mustang, you're going to lose out on space. The Mustangs are way smaller. You're going to lose out on trunk space. Those are smaller. I mean, yes, the car is lighter, but you lose out on space and things like that. All things that the Challenger has. The Challenger has size, your space, you have trunk space. It's a car that is really usable on a day-to-day basis for a two-door car. Yes, it's heavy, but you have the space in the car. I mean, there's trade-offs for all that type of stuff. But if that doesn't matter to you and you only care about performance and horsepower, then the Mustang is going to be a better deal for you. It's literally the same price as what they're selling 6-cylinders of V6s at these dealerships, right? I mean, RT's base price is $41,000, but these dealerships are adding these markups. It's going to be more than that, and a lot of times you're going to be paying, you know, 40-something thousand for a base RT. I mean, it just makes sense at that point to get the Mustang. I mean, especially if we're going V8 to V8, the Mustang makes sense, right? And on top of that, like I said, you're paying pretty much the same price as a 2023 Challenger RT that is, you know, like I said, a year old, outdated technology. I mean, pretty much outdated to 2015, right? But you can get a Mustang 2024 with new technology for the same price. We've been seeing RTs go for 50,000 in some cases, right? I think I posted some shorts about that as well, like YouTube shorts about that. And we can even still take it a step further here. Like, for example, like right now, Ford's top car right now is the Dark Horse, and that's the 500 horsepower car, right? And you're gonna get a lot of features and stuff like that. And the Dark Horse, you can get into a Dark Horse for 58.1, so about pretty much almost 59,000, about 58,000, right? If we go, I mean, Challenger to Challenger, you're looking at, for a Scat Pack, you're looking at 49.2. So it's about $10,000 less, but we know what these dealerships are doing with these Scat Packs. I've seen multiple Scat Packs go for over 60 on these dealership lots, right? And the markups are ridiculous on that. So you literally could get the Ford's top Mustang for the same price as a Scat Pack, like, and you're not going to pay a markup. That's two different dealerships. I went to two different Ford dealerships with no markup. And this is one of the last things I want to mention as well here. I mean, this is kind of, I mean, it doesn't really, you know, impact the price or anything like that. But another thing that's kind of funny here is if you look at the total stock of these cars, right? The total inventory for these cars, like all across the nation. For 2023 Challengers, right? There are actually more new 2023 Challengers than there are new 2024 Mustangs, and which is insane. Like, you can go look this up, and I'll probably put a screenshot somewhere here. Like, there are literally more 23 Challengers on the lot than 24 Mustangs. If you could look at the 23 Mustangs, there's like less than, there's not that many left. I mean, there's still some new ones out there, but it's not as many, right? That really right there just tells you the state in what Dodge is in, as far as like not be able to sell cars. They're over flooded with cars that have probably been sitting on the lot for a year now, and we're through the first quarter of 2024, and they still got all these 2023s just sitting around. They shouldn't have that many 2023s still on a lot, but yet here they are, right? And they're still putting markups on them. And Ford is right now telling them, hey, if you got one of these cars, just trade it in, and we'll give you some money off, and you're going to get a car that can outperform Scat Pack, RT, and the Challenger GT for the same price. Like, literally, you can get a 485 horsepower car for the price. If you go down to Dodge with the same amount of money, you're only going to come out with a V6 and RT. I'm nothing against the RT. I'm just going based off the price that they got them at the dealership. That's all I'm talking about. So I'm going to wrap up today's video, man. Like, I'm not dissing Dodge at all. Now, I'm saying, like, I actually own the Challenger. I love the way the Challenger looks. It has the best retro styling, hands down, right? But I'm just saying, if the retro styling doesn't mean anything to you, in horsepower is what you're looking for, performance is what you're looking for, then the Mustang, honestly, it's going to get the best bang for your buck right now. It used to not be that way. Challengers used to be priced really well, but unfortunately it's not the case anymore, and it sucks that's where we are, right? That that Dodge dealerships are still charging so much for these cars, and Dodge as a whole is keep raising the price on these cars, and we're not, and haven't gotten a lot of updates on these cars, which kind of sucks, right? But like I said, Ford is really being somewhat aggressive in trying to lure people away from their competition, because their competition has nothing to offer them anymore. But let me know your thoughts down below in the comments here. And if you made it this far in the video, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We do a lot of car related things on this channel, so make sure you lock it in for the long haul. We will catch you on the next video. We're out. Cut it.